I told you about this Chelsea team. They are a huge threat to all of the teams in Europe. Estevao, generational talent it looks like Chelsea have signed. And how many times have I told you about this double pivot, Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo? This isn't a new thing. I'm not just jumping on a phase. I have been talking about this Chelsea midfield and the strengths it has both in possession and out of possession. Caicedo, man, this isn't an exaggeration in what I'm saying, and listen to this clearly. The best defensive midfielder in Europe, period. He is world class, and there is no debate on that. We can talk about the Declan Rices. We can talk about, that conversation with him and Caicedo. But from a defensive standpoint, he shuts off everyone. Enzo Fernandez tonight running the game. They had 3 or 4 offside goals. It wasn't just a win. It was a battering. And we could talk about, oh, yeah, but they've only played Burnley. Oh, they only beat Wolves. Oh, but they lost to Sunderland. This Chelsea team is growing. It's maturing. It is getting better every single week. The last 3 games, they've scored 8 goals, conceded 0. When you say that about Arsenal, all of a sudden, people say they've got the best defence in Europe, which they have. This Chelsea team have been decimated at the back for injuries. They're playing Reece James in a midfield role, and they're still keeping clean sheets. Lewandowski today was locked down. Lamine Yamal did nothing. And Estevao, at 18 years of age, is showing levels. Like, it is scary what we're witnessing. And before anyone says, but Barcelona had 10 men. They were winning before he got sent off. Barcelona barely laid a glove on Chelsea. And bearing in mind, attacking talent like Rashford, Rafinha, Lamine Yamal, Lewandowski, Lopez, Ferran Torres, they did now against this Chelsea team. On the Champions League night, where Newcastle lost, Manchester City lost, this Chelsea team are building momentum. And that game on Sunday between Chelsea and Arsenal, I mean, I'll be honest with you, I want both teams to lose. But they look right now like they are one hell of a force. In that since the 30th of September, they've lost 1 game against Sunderland. They beat Benfica. They beat Liverpool. They beat Forest. They beat Ajax. They beat Wolves. They beat us. Drew with Qarabag. Beat Wolves again. Beat Burnley. And now just beaten Barcelona. We are witnessing Enzo Maresca balling out with that Chelsea team. Balling out. Like, I don't care what anyone says. 5 goals against Ajax, 2 against Qarabag, 3 against Barcelona. 10 goals in their last 3 Champions League games. Make sure you go down, drop a like on the video if you haven't already, and let me know your thoughts. Make sure you go down, hit that subscribe button as well. 93% of you who watch the content on a daily basis haven't subscribed, so please go down, hit that subscribe button. We are 110 subscribers away from hitting 84,000. The big 100K road is on, which is just, it sounds crazy saying it. It really, really does. But make sure you hit that like button and make sure you hit that subscribe button. Chelsea 3, Barcelona 0. Now, I did predict, I said to everyone on multiple videos that I think Chelsea will win. I said this with Terry the other day. I said this on a piece of content we put out the other day. And there is no excuse from Barcelona tonight. You had De Jong playing. You had Lewandowski. You had Lamine Yamal. Rashford come on. Rafinha come on. Look at the attacking quality on your bench. Dani Olmo. Rafinha. Rashford. Lamine Yamal. Ferran Torres. Lewandowski. But they barely laid a glove. The back line of Gusto, Fofana, Chalobah, and Cucurella were really, really good tonight. Sanchez had to make one big save in the second half, but he had his concentration switched on. And I am slightly changing my mind about Sanchez based on his recent performances. If he can keep this level of consistency up, then we'll see. Garcia, Kounde, Araujo was sent off. I can never pronounce his name. Is it Kubasi? I think. Balde, De Jong, Garcia, Lamine Yamal, Lopez, Varane, Torres, and Lewandowski. Early on in the opening 10 minutes, Chelsea were a threat. They had the ball in the back of the net not once, but twice by Enzo Fernandez in the opening 30 minutes. They played such a risky game trying to play this offside trap, pressing high. I get that the higher press now is so popular in modern football, but at times, Hansi Flick must have looked at that and think, hang on, when we go one-on-one marking, we're praying that you don't pass through us and this offside trap works. But Chelsea through the middle of the park, Enzo Fernandez, Reece James, and Caicedo absolutely butchered that Barcelona midfield. Butchered it. Absolutely destroyed it. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Another game, another assist for Enzo Fernandez. He has been ridiculous this season for Chelsea. Got a goal late on against Burnley. Tonight turns up with an assist against Barcelona. So the narrative but Chelsea only beat the smaller clubs this season. Well, they've beat Barcelona. They've beat Tottenham. They've beat Liverpool. Fair enough. They may have lost to Manchester United. But if they go and beat Arsenal this Sunday, what's the narrative going to be then? Because I do believe that this Chelsea team right now, if they go and beat Arsenal, I will back them to be in a title race. Right now, there has been some inconsistencies. Won a couple of games, lost to Sunderland. Won a couple of games before that, lose to Manchester United. Won a few games, lose to Brighton. If they can keep this consistency going and play like they did tonight, then I have got huge confidence in that Chelsea team because some of their players, man, like Garnacho tonight for the 60 minutes he played was really, really good. And Chelsea should be looking at this sort of performance for something to build on because, they've laid down a marker of intent on that performance today. They really, really have. Bearing in mind the attacking talent. Now, the actual goal comes from a corner, which is played into Cucurella. Cucurella gets down to the byline, sprays it across. It gets a double deflection off of, I think it was Lopez, and then it deflects off Jules Kounde and goes into the back of the net for an own goal. Ronald Araujo, stupid defensive play from him, finds himself on a red card. I don't know why you dive in like that when you're on a yellow card. It's absolutely stupid schoolboy defending. He gets into half time and you're like, do you know what? Fair enough. Game over. Even with 10 men, Barcelona aren't going to change their system, the way they play. And then Estevao makes it 2-0. And I'm just like, Chelsea double their lead. Andre Santos had the ball in the back of the net before that for a goal. But he wins the ball back in midfield. He, against Burnley, was really, really good. And it's like they're already building a Caicedo 2.0 because Andre Santos is only 21 years of age himself. Like, he wins the ball back in midfield, plays it to Reece James. Reece James then plays it through space and then into Estevao, who dances between two defenders and smashes it into the roof of the net. And I'm like, this kid, man, he might only have one goal and one assist in the 10 games in the Premier League, but he scored against Karabag. He scored against Ajax. He scored on international duty against Tunisia and Senegal. He scored tonight against Barcelona. He looks one hell of a player. He scored against Liverpool as well in the opening 15 minutes that he come on, won the winning goal in like the 95th minute, scored a couple of goals on international duty again. If they can keep him fit, he looks like a generational talent, guys. We've seen a lot of 18, 19-year-olds come through the ranks and look exciting. And he also does fit that mold. If he can keep the consistency up, they will have one hell of a player. And then, you know, it comes down to Liam Delap coming off the bench, making it 3-0, tapping into an empty net. And Barcelona now find themselves below us. They are 15th in the Champions League. Chelsea on 10 points, scored 12, conceded 6. Should have beat Karabag. They'd be on 12 right now. But, yeah, I'm not going to lie to you guys. Chelsea tonight were really, really good. Really good. One of their best performances of the season for sure. And that's coming off the back of a win against Burnley, which was a controlled performance, and a win against Wolves. They haven't got some easy games coming up. I'm not going to lie to you. They've got a lot of away games to play. 3 away games on the trot against Leeds, Bournemouth, and Atalanta. But if they go out there and put a statement of intent in against Arsenal, follow it up with a couple of good away wins, I think they'll beat Atalanta as well. I'm not going to lie to you. Their December, though, I mean, they've got, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They've got 8 games in December, which is not going to be easy for them. But they've got the squad to manage through it. And bearing in mind, they were missing Cole Palmer. Lavia got injured. Colwell's out injured. They're missing some key players. But the performance levels from the players that are playing for them, they're not dropping. Like, honestly, guys, that performance can't go under the radar because that was a really, really good performance from Chelsea, battering one of the biggest teams in Europe. But we are going to wrap up there. Make sure you go down, drop a like on the video if you haven't already. Make sure you do hit that subscribe button. And I will see you next time. I am out.